Hello and welcome to the Driftwood Boat Vlog. So this is Tully Castle, guys. Quiet little mooring right up, about I suppose midway along the lake. And here's some very rare footage of Marion mopping the deck. Oh yes, this could be worth money, footage like this, because it's very seldom you see it. But as you can see, if you look at that sky, it's not a great day. We actually pulled in here because the drizzle and the mist came down and we couldn't even see where we were going. We couldn't see markers. It's eased off a bit now. We want to head up to Beleek, but I don't fancy heading out in crappy weather. I'd like the weather to be a wee bit better than this. But I want to bring you down here and show you something anyway. They're doing a smashing job. And it's not going unnoticed.
Oh, a woman's work is never done.
So this is one of those quiet little moorings in the middle of nowhere. Be a nice spot for a barbecue. In fact, I bring you in here now, I'll show you there's a few picnic tables. There's also the ruins of a castle, hence it's called Tully Castle. I suppose there was a bit of a clue in the name there. It's a lovely, quiet, secluded spot. On a sunny day, this would be hard to beat, but have a look at this. Ain't that nice? And I'm just amazed the work that went into this. Isn't this just beautiful? Isn't that just glorious? So I would imagine on a hot summer's day, you could come in here, you'd be in amongst the trees, you'd be out of the sun, and it'd be a lovely spot for a picnic. And if you want to learn up about Tully Castle, just press pause now. That's the castle there in that picture. I had a look at it, I had a look at the picture and decided, do you know what, I couldn't be arsed walking all the way up to have a look at it. Right, so this is where we are here, guys. We're just about at this jetty here on the what they call the Broad Loch. That's Tully Castle, where we just came out of, and we're heading over here to Beleek. Here's what it looks like in real life. As you can see, there's still a bit of cloud up there on the top of the hill. The lake itself is grand. It's not choppy. There's a bit of a breeze, about a force 3. You can see the flags fluttering away there. But because it's a southerly breeze and we're keeping to the southerly side of the lake, we're not getting exposed, we're not getting bounced around or anything. So we're going to head on down into Beleek because there's Marion is on the helm doing a smashing job. So just pan around there nice and slow and you can see what the lake is like. I don't know if it's any bigger than Loch Ree or Loch Derg. I'd have to do a bit of measuring. But any of these lakes, you know, I don't really care for them too much because you can get caught out in them so easy. We're heading into Beleek now, but we were just saying, I want to make sure we don't get stuck there. That if the wind were to come up, you could find yourself not able to get back out of Beleek in a hurry. The wind was coming from the south, it's now veered around to the west. So if you see the little wind indicator on the little arrow fella on the top, well, turn around. See the wind indicator there just above the flag? She's sort of coming from the southwest. So we're straight into it. And we're getting a bit of a squall at the moment, but it's not enough to dig up the lake. So this is Magoo. This is the jetty here, and obviously there's a local sailing club here doing their thing. Right, so we're just coming off the lake, just going into the lake now. We had a good old trip, hadn't we?
Yeah. They said on the chart it would take 4 hours, and I was thinking, oh my god, it's 4 hours. It's less than 4 hours to go from Dún Laoghaire to Holyhead, or from Dublin to Holyhead. Oh good Jesus, so we gone out in this. But it hasn't. It took us an hour and a half to get to Tullycastle.
Yeah.
And we're about an hour, are we, out from Tullycastle up to here?
Yeah, we're around 5 to 1 we left, about an hour, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it should, 3 hours I think should see us through it.
Yeah. Are you on your line?
I'm on my line now.
Yeah. So, we had one little drama. That's what's left of our impeller. It should look like that, but there's no teeth left on it. That was before we left. That was actually, we had to change that yesterday evening. That's the impeller. Is a little pump that sucks up the water from the river, pumps it through the engine and back out the exhaust pipe. And in fairness, that one is 10 years old, so it's due to go. But I had to go through all the cooling system on the engine to get all the fins off it. That was the hardest part. There's all bits of fins, and that's not much fun crawling around the bilges. I'm kind of gone past the stage of crawling through bilges at this hour of my life. But
last week we were out, not last week, the week before we were out on the boat, and Harry was having a conversation with the boat person beside us, saying, oh, Comrade Chip has gone off the water, because when you came into a harbour years ago, when we all had smaller boats, there was everybody was in everybody else's bilge to see what was wrong and could they fix
fixing each other's boats. Yeah.
And then we sat last night, I was nearly crying when the impeller went in this boat, and there was a boat in front of us, and it was so big you wouldn't even knock in and say, will you give us a hand, would you? So
no, we see boats are just more reliable now, so you don't find yourself breaking down as much. But the offside to that is that you don't find yourself helping each other out as much, and I feel Comrade Chip has suffered a small little bit as a result. But that's just my feelings.
Old age.
That's me just in a cranky old cracker.
Well, this big white marker to our right is a cairn marker. It signals the end of the big lakes, as far as I know. There's one on Derg, Ree, and now there's one here.
So we're in off the lake now, and we're onto River Stretch. As you can see, it's turned cold again. We've got more dark clouds come over. It's got squally and it's kind of driving drizzle. We had to pass under a low bridge just behind us there, just before we come into Beleek, so we had to drop the mast again for that. And of course, it would start chucking it down with rain right at the wrong moment. But such is boating life. I'd say about another 20 minutes to half an hour will see us into the mooring. And this stage I'm kind of cold. Looking forward to getting tied up. Well, actually I'm looking forward to tying the boat up more so than me getting tied up. You know what I mean, don't you? So this is just coming into Beleek Marina.
At last.
At last, yeah. Long old trek.
Long old trek, and it's cold and it's miserable and it's
It is. But it looks nice. It looks like a nice marina. It looks nice and modern and
I don't know whether it's private. Oh no,
it's public marina, alright, yeah.
God, this is a fine marina, Harry, isn't it? You know, really and truly, it's lovely and clean.
It is. One of the best things about it, I think, is that it's surrounded by trees. So even though there's a bit of a breeze out today, you can see how glassy clear that water is. It's nice and calm, so you won't get any lapping of water against the hull at night.
And from what I've read, you're only about 5 minutes away from the town centre, which is very good. And there's some nice restaurants and bars there as well. Yeah. So maybe we'll go out for dinner tonight.
A lot of people know that Beleek is very famous for pottery, but it's also famous for something else. This bridge links Northern Ireland with the Republic of Ireland. Up to my right hand side is Lough Erne, and up on there during the Second World War was RAF Castle Archdale. And from there, Catalina aircraft used to take off and they would fly out into the Atlantic. But in order for them to get to the Atlantic, they would have to go all the way up to Derry, all around Donegal, because they couldn't fly through neutral Ireland. But a secret deal was made with the Irish government of the time to allow an air corridor through from Balleek down to Ballyshannon, and this was called the Donegal Corridor. And the airspace above my head is in fact the Donegal Corridor.
Well, no visit to Balleek would be complete without going to see the pottery. We didn't bring the camera in because we didn't think it was appropriate, but it's well worth a visit.
So when we first walked into Balleek, we were kind of taken back. It's a very picturesque town. There's some nice pubs. We took a nice bit of a walk around, and up at the top of the town there's a lovely public clock, but don't rely on it too much to tell the correct time.
Well, Harv, what's going on?
Right, so the alternator packed in 3.5 days ago. We didn't really realise it until the other day. So we've had no power going into the domestic batteries, and we've been surviving on whatever residue is in them, and we run a 12-volt fridge, so that draws quite a bit of power. So I'm surprised that they've lasted this long. The fridge is still running. So we're in Balleek, and we met a guy called Justin, and Justin has sorted us out. He's removed the alternator.
Well, we hope he has.
Ah, he has, yeah. No, we know it's working. And
Yeah, I'm just going to show you the engine. See, look.
Yeah. So we've got, he brought the alternator off, got new regulator put into the alternator. That's now working, but he realised then that we had the wrong size fan belt on. Do you remember who put that fan belt on?
I think his name was Harry.
Think so. But he says it's 1 or 2 mils too wide, so he's going to get a slightly thinner belt, and he said that'll sit better in the track. So that's what he's doing now. We have our alternator is working. We know it's working. It's just to put a different belt on it again. So it's always something with a boat, isn't there?
We don't want to see this when we're on our holidays. It's just a disaster.
What's that? Sorry, not sorted. It's good. That's one of the engines, the one on the left. And that's the one that was charging our domestic batteries. The engine on the right hand side just charges the starter batteries.
It's not nice to see that though when you're on holidays.
No, it's not great to see that. I have to admit, it's not a good sign.
No.
But we're sorted. We're up and running again now. A new fan belt on that, and we will be away in a hack.
And then we'll be able to leave Balleek and head back out onto the Broadloch. Well, it'll all depend on the wind when we get out, because we could come back in here again.
Yeah. You're giving out with the wind in here. Remember, I had to open the window?
Oh, that was a different kind of wind. Well, the alternator is fixed, fan belt is sorted, and we headed out. And it was fine while we got out in the beginning. You could see the mountains. It was lovely. A tailwind, won't say very comfortable, but it was okay.
So here's the thing with a tailwind. When you head out in the lake first, the wind behind you, it's all grand and calm. But the further you travel with the wind behind you is also the further the waves have travelled. So as they travel, they build. And by the time we got to the far end of the lake, the waves had built to quite a height, and it was actually becoming a wee bit difficult to keep it on a straight line.
Well, last night we pulled into a mooring on Inishmacsaint. It's an island. It was a lovely mooring. There was no wind. The wind was died down at that stage, I suppose. We had a great night's sleep. There was no water lapping off the boat. And this morning we woke up. It's still a little bit windy, but it's a lovely morning. So we're going to have a look around the island now.
Well, we had the island to ourselves last night, with the exception of a few swans. And we took a walk around. You can see this lovely old ruin and a wonderful Celtic cross. I'm also told that there's a beer named after Inishmacsaint. I didn't get to have a taste of it yet, but maybe one day.
Morning.
Good morning, guys.
Well, we're off the lower lock.
Well, we're still on the lower lock, but we're off the really wide part. Of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bit choppy coming down yesterday. It was. Don't say it
We're
wasn't.
we're going up from Enniskillen first to Beleek was
It was
good.
beautiful.
There was a
fabulous.
bit of a wind, but we were nosed into it. So once you're taking the wind on the front, on the bow, as I say, it's not too bad. It was grand. Then we had a bit of a problem in Beleek. Our alternator had died and it wasn't charging the batteries. So if you know Justin in Beleek, tell him that once
You're
again.
a
I said,
lifesaver, Justin.
thanks very much. He was a great guy. He came out.
Lifesaver.
He diagnosed the problem. He took the alternator away. He drove a 70-mile round trip to get it sorted out. He refitted it. We changed the fan belt and got it all up and running again. So now we have plenty electricity again, thankfully. So that was good.
Yeah.
Then we were coming back out of Beleek. Oh, Beleek was nice anyway.
Oh, Beleek
wasn't
was
it?
beautiful. Yeah,
we
Beleek
got
was
to,
beautiful. Yeah.
to see a bit of the history.
Yeah.
Got to see the
And we actually walked
museum.
over to Donegal from Mallow.
yeah, exactly.
And we bought
Yeah.
shopping in Donegal.
It sounds like a long walk, but it's only across a bridge.
Yeah, but it was interesting to do.
And we got to find out a bit about the Donegal corridor. So then we were heading back down with the wind behind us, and the wind was a bit stronger than we'd expected.
Yeah, a good bit stronger.
And so it was a wee bit lumpy, but the lovely thing about Lough Erne is there's lots of these little islands. So once we got off the broad part of the lake, we were able to come into this mooring here,
Oh, it's
and
beautiful.
it was absolutely sheltered. Out there it was bouncy, we were getting thrown around, and what was happening as well is because we were going between two islands, the wind kind of funnels in. So even though it might just be a force 4, where you're going between two islands, you get a much stronger wind, and you could see it had stirred up the water quite a lot, wasn't it? So we saw that in one or two
people that
spots.
know me well would say, Jesus, she didn't stay on it. But I had to, because I couldn't get off. If there was a harbour I could have got off on, I think I would have had.
But we got in here with a lovely quiet night here. In the next episode, we're hoping to go to Castle Archdale, which is where the RAF base was. There's a museum there, and we also want to go and see White's Island, where there's a lot of statues. I think they go back to around the 6th century. They're like...
Well, that'll all be weather permitting now. Hopefully we'll get there.
Yeah, but I've seen pictures of it. It's almost a little bit like Easter Island, where they had all these little statues.
And then on
It'll be
Saturday
nice.
we're having Des and Anne, our friends are coming down to stay with us for Saturday night.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that.
Yep.
So we'll talk to you in the next episode.
And guys, if you want to make sure to not miss out on the next episode, click the subscribe button. That's down here. See that little red fella down there in the corner? Hover over that. It pops up. Depending on whereabouts in the world you are, you'll get different options, but you might have to tick a bell, or you might have to tick a little radio button just to say that you want to get notifications. Guys, thanks for watching. And the other thing is...
Cheerio.
I'll put the thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys.
Our exercise for the day.